a more
serious note,
disturbing note, actually. We saw a report by the World Food Programme yesterday saying that an estimated over 1 million Ghanaians will face food insecurity between June and August this year. That's just next month and August this year. When the report came out, we did a graphic from TV3. So I put it on my status, my WhatsApp status. And the number of messages I got from regular people, because it's just on my WhatsApp, complaining about the cost of food stuff in the market now. People sent me pictures of their tomatoes and how much they bought them for. Apparently, one small tomato on the market now is 2 cedis 50 pesos. And this is not neighborhood stores. If you go to the market, so this is someone who had bought from Medina Market over the weekend. One small tomato is 2 cedis 50 pesos. Onions, gari, rice, everything is going up. And I went grocery shopping also on Saturday, but I don't like to use myself as an example because I went to a grocery shop and naturally the cost, the prices in the store are higher.
So you mean provision shop, like a local
provision shop.
But you went to a mall?
No, I went to a provision shop, but you know, not the market itself, because the cost on the market, you know, is low. But still at the local provision shop, I used to spend about 600 to 650 Ghana cedis on the same quantity of food I bought over the weekend for 1,200 Ghana cedis.
And if it's a quantity like just basic
Milo,
tomato or
eggs, so Milo, eggs, milk, bread,
that kind of thing.
So
for the week or two?
About 2 weeks. Yes, about 2 weeks for my household.
I have to say that people's disposable incomes have really paled or reduced due to inflationary trends. And yesterday, of course, we had all this debate about the US dollar, etc., and the depreciation of the CD. And we have to say that overnight there was even this press release by the Ghana Union of Traders Association. It generally speaks to how people's disposable incomes seem to have drastically been affected by inflation, and then also how the cost of living is increasing by the day. Of course, there's this one we're talking about food, and then there's even the issue about whether you can even afford dialysis because even the cost has gone up. So when we're speaking to some of these issues, and we tend to, as stakeholders, whether it's the media, the political communicators, or even those in academia, tend to relate it to what happens in the developed world. I don't see how that correlation ever matters. Because if you are on social media, and these days I'm always on TikTok a lot than I'm on Facebook or X, and you have this conversation about why people want to travel, you get to find that a lot of people just want to get out, even irrespective of what they'll get or what they're not going to, or even the circumstance they're going to meet themselves out there. And I think it's a very worrying trend.
It is, absolutely. I mean, I was also grocery shopping this weekend. I got 4 pieces of tomatoes, very tiny, in fact, like this.
4 pieces?
For 10 cedis. 4 pieces of tomatoes for 10 cedis. Now, a friend of mine also, coincidentally, also complained just around the same time because she ordered for an olunka, you know, the bucket of tomatoes. So she said she was buying 80 cedis. And you could literally count.
80 Ghana cedis.
80 Ghana cedis, you could literally count. I don't even think it's a full bucket. It's literally like half of the buckets, but that's going for 80 Ghana cedis at this point because 4 pieces are going for 10 cedis. And that was very worrying. I bought the tangerine, the big orange ones. I got one for 50 Ghana cedis.
One?
Yes. For 50 Ghana cedis. And I'm not even exaggerating.
And
that's how serious the
situation is. And those are the
is.
exotic varieties, so to speak.
Well, but you see a lot more of that on the market now than the smaller ones, because the smaller ones are seasonal. So now if you look at the GSS statistics recently, they said that about 70% of Ghanaians who are working earn less than 3,000 Ghana cedis a month. So if that's the case, averagely, so if I have to even shop, I've not paid for utilities, I've not, you know, taken care of my kids' school fees, what I'll eat at work, transportation, medical bills, and what we'll eat at home, then I'm really going to suffer, because if I'm earning less than 3,000, it's the same markets we're all going to. So if all of us are going to the market, and the marketsmen are telling us that you're buying tomatoes for 10 cedis, how much are you going to be able to spend?
How are we going to
You know, it's a major problem.
You know, I think we have to raise the subject as a question of the day when it comes to this morning. And because when you say some of these things, they'll tell you because of the type of person you are and the category of person. We're nobody really. You're going to shop at maybe a properly structured market, etc., and not go to Malata or something. But you go to some of those markets, and it is a problem.
Yeah.
Because while we're having these conversations, you go to the main markets, and I'm closer to the market, whether it's in Ajekwejo or it's in or Texpo on the Spinters Road, or it's even in the Ashaman market, you find people parking their Range Rovers or whatever cars. I mean, they are normal women or men from normal households who are buying from those same markets.
Yeah.
But so that argument really just doesn't hold water.
It doesn't hold. But Roland, still on that point, that it's not that you are middle to upper class and so you're buying from expensive places. I spoke to a nutritionist yesterday who works at a regional hospital in the northern region, and she said that the malnutrition rate now with children and pregnant women in the hospital where she works has quadrupled. So she sent me this message. She said, "Now, in our practice, the challenge is that food security at the household level here in the region is already a problem because food prices have gone up so high that people are forced to eat whatever is available, which doesn't meet their nutritional needs. So, for example, a house which has a pregnant woman, children, and young adolescents all have different nutritional needs. But the point is, the family is forced to consume whatever they have. So if it's raw gari, the pregnant woman will eat it, the toddler will eat it, the adolescent will eat it, the father and mother will all eat it. So malnutrition is still a major challenge here. Micronutrient deficiencies is a major problem too. Pregnant women are coming in with anemia, even in their third semester. And it's a triple burden now with undernutrition, overnutrition, and micronutrient deficiencies here in the region. So she currently works at St. Elizabeth Hospital in the Ahafo region. And you should see the images that she's very graphic, we can show on TV. Very, very terrible images of young children under 2 who are malnourished. So it's not that they are not eating at all. The food they are eating doesn't have the nutrients they need. So they eat, say, gari or raw cocoa and so on. So it's not a question of people in upper class complaining about the cost of food because we are shopping from fancy grocery stores.
Who is upper class?
People, or whatever class. You understand?
Class.
Middle or whatever class.
Even if we still have the middle,
if you convert what you earn with US dollar, there's no middle.
Exactly. It doesn't make a difference. So let's activate the phone lines now.
Well, quickly before that, let me just run you through what to expect on the big issue this morning. And as we're talking about the increment in food prices, there's also an increase in dialysis cost in the country. And yesterday, any kidney patient who was going for dialysis treatment that was holding 380 Ghana cedis, they were turned away because the new price is 491 Ghana cedis at the Kolebu Teaching
491 Ghana cedis.
And so anybody who had that amount, who didn't have the 491 cedis, unfortunately had to go home. And they've complained severally about the fact that if they miss a dialysis treatment even once a week, they swell up. And so when they go back, there's a lot more pressure on the machine and their body as well. So we're hearing that Parliament may have approved it. We're hearing from the Health Committee in Parliament that they did not approve it. So which is which? What's going on? And why are we having these increments?
The same battle again.
So we'll have this conversation shortly. But let's just go back to the earlier conversation. Mejina is on. Good morning, Mejina.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for joining us. How are you this week?
Oh, I'm cool. And I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for what you did for me other day when I was celebrating my birthday.
Yeah.
You made me proud.
Oh,
on Friday.
Yes.
I am proud of you guys. And keep up the good works.
A belated happy birthday to you. Now, have you gone to the market recently, or has your wife or any of your sisters, mothers, whoever, gone to the market recently? What are the prices looking like?
Like Jesus said, you see, we have been suffering. Sometimes I ask myself, how Ghanaians we are able to live. We are more than magicians. One kinky, one bag of kinky is 5 cedis plus. And you ask yourself, how much does a Ghanaian, average Ghanaian, earn to be able to take care of the family? This is that one tuber of yam is costing 30 cedis plus. You will not talk about the ingredients that you use to prepare the food. So this country, I think that we have a very vast lands there. But the government always slogan. One factory, one what is this planting for food and jobs. So where is the proceeds of the planting for food and jobs? Where is it?
All right.
Thank you very much. We should sit and focus. When we talk about this, now the report is out. The government cannot deny the fact that people are, when you go to hospital, people die because of hunger. But we are not telling, people are not fed well.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Keep it brief so that other people can call in as well. We're asking you if you've been to the market recently. Have you done some grocery shopping? Have the prices changed? And how stark is the reality on the ground? We want to hear from you.
Well, this one is coming from Tonya, and she says, if you come to areas like Takwa, where people think that the economy is mainly a mining-dominated area, you can buy tomatoes just medium-sized in some smaller quantities like 12 or 150 Ghana cedis. You know, it depends on where you shop, actually.
Pieces. Wow. We have a caller now.
Well, Manuel has just joined us on the phone. Hello, Manuel.
Hello.
Good morning, Manuel. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good.
Thank you for joining us. Manuel, have you gone shopping recently for foodstuff?
Yeah, I've been going to the market. And the price of goods in the market right now, some are decreasing and some are increasing. For me, what I mostly buy is fresh tomatoes and fresh peppers, those stuff. That's what I buy. And Charlie, the tomatoes there, you know the easy. Right now, at first, when I go to the market, I buy 10 cedis of tomatoes and they will give me like 6. But right now, they give me 3 and they will say, like, I thought more.
3 for 10 cedis.
It's all about the account. Right now, the goods, the services, it's not easy at the market. We are really coping. And the budget, first I was using 70 cedis to do sometimes my light soup, and 80 cedis for my granite soup. But right now, it has to take me 120 cedis for the granite soup and 110 cedis for the light soup. So it's not easy. It's not easy.
All right, Manuel, thank you for calling us. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. You can also call us and let us know what your reality is, especially when you juxtapose your salary, your income, versus how much you spend on food. What's your reality? How are you coping? Let us know. The number is on the screen. But this morning, we want to give you some money too, just to help cushion your pockets. You can dial *439# and cash out. *439#, that's the code. If you are an MTN subscriber or a Telecel subscriber, you can win up to 1,000 Ghana cedis this morning. So dial and win. But we're asking you about the cost of foodstuff going up. According to the World Food Programme report, an estimated over 1 million Ghanaians will face food insecurity between June and August this year. Michael has just joined us on the phone. Hello, Michael. Michael has left us. Roland, you were going to
Okay, so I have this one from engineer Nadia Rama, who says that, Roland, I agree with you, especially in the Western region where we have the mining areas. Food is very expensive. For example, you can buy 1 carrot. Well, carrot is mainly imported though, for 10 Ghana cedis. And but I mean, when we're laughing about this, it's not a very
serious.
laughing.
1 carrot for 10 cedis.
Yeah.
It
depends. Yeah. Once you're in a mining area, it also means that. But the argument is when you're living in a more rural setting, you're likely to have food less expensive. Yeah.
But flooding is what is causing this. Now, if you look at the report again, it says that despite concerted efforts to mitigate the impact of food insecurity, challenges persist, driven primarily by high food prices compounded by natural hazards such as flooding. So high food prices exacerbated by natural hazards like flooding remain significant drivers of food insecurity in Ghana, despite some alleviation in inflation. And so here in Accra, where we complain about floods and how they destroy our roads and stuff, in the hinterlands is actually causing distraction to our farms, and that's what's leading to the insecurity as well. We have a call on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Thank you for joining us. What's your name, sir?
Thank you also. My name is Isaac, calling from Big Farm.
Have you been to the market recently?
Oh, yes, I do. For the final one, before I'll get to know that the things are very expensive, just yesterday, I went to buy tomatoes. They give me 3 pieces of tomato 10 cedis, which is very, I look at the seller and I say, why did she thought pluck money from the tree. You see? To be honest with you, all this, if we are discussing about this, the government and the people in the government doesn't listen to us. And if we are talking about all this, it's a noise to them. They don't listen to us. So, to be honest, we should stop all this. We should stop. We should stop. Because they don't listen to us. They don't listen to us. They will never, there is nothing going to change. There is nothing going to change about this.
But when you say we should stop all this, what exactly do you mean? That the fact that what they are covering up?
Like the discussion, when we are saying they are not going to listen, they are not going to change anything about it. So it's better we stop.
Well,
that's what I mean.
Let's see what governments would say about this as well. I don't think I've heard them respond to this report.
You know, generally when these reports come, they tend to also generalize it to say that it's the generic issue. So whilst you are alluded to flooding, etc., they'll tell you go to some areas and the food is cheaper. There are some who even, I think, especially on TikTok, they'll say this food is 10 Ghana cedis. Well, you know that certainly that food is not 10 Ghana. Ambassador Sampiali says, I felt very sad listening to Na on this very subject. We are not at war, but we are suffering for more nutrition too. Abba.
It's very sad. Very sad. Very sad. Anyway, you can also reach, send us messages with the hashtag TV3 New Day on X. We'll be happy to read from you.
Right.
I'll just read a few messages coming in. Now, if I talk about this matter, I'll just cry. How I'm able to afford cooking for my family every day is always a miracle to me. My salary cannot feed my family for 2 weeks. All right. That's from Anita. And so, Prince has just joined us on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Prince. Hello, Prince.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Prince. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I've been watching you guys, and then it's my first time of calling you.
Yes. You're welcome to the family. Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I love you guys very much.
Thank you.
My take on the topic you're discussing is recently I went to the market at Amazon to buy a cabbage, and then it cost one cabbage 50 Ghana cedis.
50 Ghana cedis.
50 Ghana cedis.
How much were you buying it before?
Come again?
How much were you buying it for before?
Before it was 20 cedis. It was 20 cedis and then 10 cedis. I went back a week later and then it was 50 Ghana cedis. So I couldn't buy it. I bought only one and I came back home. And then I think some weeks I went for a funeral at my hometown at Kwahu. When we went, I needed to buy some pepper. And then I was told a basket of pepper was used to sell like 60 Ghana cedis. But when they saw that we came from Accra, they gave it to us like 100 Ghana cedis for a basket of pepper.
So they intentionally increased the price for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything about food price has increased. Everything about food price. Come to my area at Amazon or Pokuashe Festus, and you see what I'm talking about. Everything about food has increased.
All right. Erickson MK says, with regards to these prices, even in Techiman, a tasty tom can of fresh tomatoes goes for 50 Ghana cedis.
All right, we need to go over to Johnny now.